Excuse me, can I please finish? Thank you.
I really.
That was the baby.
Okay, hey y'all. So Poozy, what happened was
you had already asked before.
No.
About parenting and parenthood. Instead of her joining the topic about parenting and parenthood, she jumped her delusional ass up in the panel and posted that backdrop.
It's funny that I was fucking asleep, but you want me to be in a fucking live commenting on a topic that I was unaware of.
I'm not done. She jumped her ass up in the panel and put the backdrop of Braid. Did you get my message? Braid, did you get my message? Yeah, and she did acknowledge that she heard the topic. She did acknowledge that it was a good topic, so we're not going to sit here and
say... Bitch, I said I was in and out.
Excuse me. Right, you were in and out because we were talking about parenthood, something you can't really relate to. So,
no, bitch, I was in and out.
Excuse me, can I please finish? Thank you.
I really hate you.
I know you do. That's okay. I don't mind.
Because you're a fucking liar.
Yeah, just like you lied to your daughter, just like you lied to TikTok and said that your daughter cried for a month because I reached out to her, when in reality she cried for a month because you embarrassed her on social media. No, I'm not the liar. You are. So you can't. I'm not the liar. You
question. Can I ask T and Poozy a question? Is there any resolution to this? Is there any way that y'all could be in panels together and y'all
fuck no, because she's a full-time content creator, and whatever she got to do to get content, the hoe gonna do it.
Why am I bringing? So can I finish this conversation, please? Why am I bringing her daughter up? She actually brought her daughter up in Braid's panel when I said
nobody brought my daughter up.
But she didn't bring the daughter up today, though.
Excuse me, I don't care because that's what happened in Braid's live.
Because that's what her dusty ass do. She can't do nothing
live. I'm speaking of what happened in the live.
She has one page, Poozy. Please let Tea Time speak for 1 second.
Okay, all right, everybody, listen. We're not talking about kids in here.
No, it's not.
We're not doing the kid thing. We're not doing the kid. I don't care. We're not doing the kid thing. We're not doing it.
This is what happened in the live.
I can. I'll drop you. We're not doing the kid thing.
Manny, can I speak of what happened in the live?
I said we're not doing the kid thing. We're not doing it.
I mean, like right now, you drawing people to Poozy. Every day is Poozy. I'm really tired of you and Poozy talking about each other. Like, when is it gonna stop?
I don't talk about her as Brenda.
You might just be sisters or lovers at this point.
I don't bring her up, Brenda. I do not bring this woman up
on what happened in the live.
I talk about her ass on the back end to Miss Jackie. Fuck her. It's been that way since January 26th.
Manny, can I speak on what transpired in that live? I'll wait for Manny to come back.
Tea time. I am the head mod. Do not bring up her children. Do not bring up her children. You can speak on whatever else. Don't bring up her children. If it has to do with her children, then no, you may not. That's the answer. Okay. If it has to do with her children, then no, you may not.
Man, can I speak with Manny?
I am the head mod. You just got the answer you're looking for.
I understand you're the head mod, but
all right, Tea Time. We're not gonna do this. You just got the answer you're looking for.
Let me know when Manny get back. Let me know when Manny get back.
Libra, that mod should go to their head, baby.
I speak because I believe if Manny says that I can speak on it, I can.
Taking the boxes like this a real.
We are protecting Manny's page. We are protecting Manny's page. That is my job. That is my priority. Not anybody's feelings. We're not talking about anybody's children in Manny's newsroom. That's what I said, and that's what I mean.
Wait, Asia, we want to know, but that adult came to Tea Time's panel as in the messy talk. So is it not available to talk about?
That's fine. That's fine. Take it to a different platform if y'all want to talk about people's children. We're not doing that in here.
Nobody's talking bad about anybody's children.
She's the
y'all keep putting bad.
We don't need to bring up why people's children.
No, she brought it up.
The newsroom like you should. You would know that Manny established rules and his head moderator is issuing them. But for some reason, y'all ain't respecting Manny's authority by making Asia head mod because you got to run shit.
Manny know how to speak for himself. Y'all said
and
I wanted to
obviously Manny is letting Asia speak because Manny is not on mute. So obviously he is allowing his platform to be ran
the way he
wants.
Decision respected or move.
Manny a grown man.
What's going on?
They about to make your page.
Manny,
write that down. That's a topic that I want to have.
Manny, what is going on?
Everybody mute. I will explain to Manny what's going on. Everybody mute.
Try to get their pages.
Everybody mute. I will explain to Manny what is going on. Manny, Poozy and Tea Time are having a discussion. Poozy's children were brought up, and Tea Time is trying to go into.
Back. Hold on. Go back. What you say? Hold on. Okay, go back.
Poozy's children were brought up in the discussion, and Tea Time is going into Poozy's children's feelings and why her children feels a certain way. I stopped the conversation because we are not discussing Poozy's children in the newsroom today. They don't want to respect it. It's a decision coming from me. They want it to come from you.
Especially if my child can't speak for herself.
Manny, that is inaccurate.
T should not have no rights to speaking for my child if my child ain't here to speak for herself.
Manny, that is inaccurate. Can I speak on what happened?
Okay.
Don't speak for my daughter.
Manny,
okay. Don't speak for now one of yours.
Okay, so can it be whatever it is? Can it be not with the children? Like,
can I speak on what happened? I'm not going to say nothing about children. What I was explaining is what transpired in Braid's live and who brought up what happened. She brought up her own child. I was saying verbatim what she said herself in that live, which means I was not talking about anybody's children. I was explaining what she said out of her own mouth. And I believe that I can do that. That is not talking about anybody's children. If she said something out of her own mouth to me directly up in the panel in the live, is it okay that I explain how that happened?
It's childish and it's petty to try to clarify what somebody's child felt and why and what their parent told you about what their child felt. That's her fantasy.
No, it's clear. She said
that I can't even vet being a parent. Her clapback to me originally was you can't Poozy can't.
Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so let's do it this way. Poozy, because Poozy apparently was there. I was not there. So, Poozy, do you want her to explain what happened in the live?
She's lying.
Outside of lying, because you have to understand what I'm asking you. Outside of lying, like y'all want to know the truth. Who's lying? Who's telling the truth? We hear your side. I'm asking you, do you want to hear her side of what transpired and all of it entails? Yes. Because the only way we can hear somebody's lying is to hear it in its totality, meaning the full thing.
Yes, Manny. Yes.
And all the things that it entails. I'm asking you before we even go any further, because you actually know whatever angle she's finna go.
And I know exactly what I was doing. I know what time I was doing it, and I know why I did everything. So let's hear her tell y'all why I did it instead of her telling me what she did.
And so T has already stated she's not speaking of kids. Okay. So we have a clear understanding. T has already stated she's not even speaking of kids, and Poozy is okay with hearing her angle of what they both witnessed. Oh my God. Go ahead, Tea Time.
So what I was saying was
Poozy has already answered, Miss Fran. The mother has spoken.
What I was saying was, because Poozy kept throwing shots talking about every time her name comes up, people are making her trending. And I said, she's the one who inserted herself. And I gave the examples. When we was up in Braid's live, we were speaking on parenting. We were speaking on all kind of stuff. We were having a topic. In the middle of us having a topic, Poozy jumped in the panel and put the backdrop up for her and Mr. Bryant. She interrupted the conversation and she started talking about Mr. Bryant. She dropped, I made a statement in reference to her being a parent. She jumped back up in the panel and told a lie. She said, matter of fact, while you talk about my parenting, my daughter called me and said that she cried for 30 days because you interviewed her. She lied on her child. And that's what I was saying. While she's talking about people are liars, she's the liar. Because she inserted herself and even threw her own daughter under the bus by lying on her child to make a point. That's what I'm saying.
My turn. When I entered Braid King's live, Braid was ending the hours of conversations and topics that they had. When I entered the box, I went on mute. I waited until Braid King said, hey, Poozy. Go ahead, Poozy. And when Braid said, go ahead, Poozy, I said, Braid, I'm just coming up here to tell you to check your messages if you haven't checked them yet. And he said, I'll check it now. And I don't know if he actually did or didn't. But then I went into, well, you know what, Braid? Let me go ahead and tell you what you finna see. And then I began to pitch it. Braid King himself on his platform said, you got the backdrop, Poozie, put it up. As soon as the backdrop went up, Tea Time stated, I know you fucking lying. And I went in on her ass because she didn't give me 2 seconds to say anything about anything that I was presenting to Braid, who asked me to. Her next statement that I caught, because I was walking to the store, was, you can't even vet parenting. And then I came back up to defend me as a parent to somebody who knows nothing about me as a parent. And I stated that my daughter was just in my living room saying that she cried for a month after being interviewed by Tea Time.
And that was a lie.
So you telling me that you was in my living room last week when my daughter said, and Mama, you know, I cried for a month after that. Grandma was checking on me every day, all day. And I say, can I fucking finish?
Stop lying.
And I asked her,
come through, Mike Sean. But Poozie, hold on, let me fast forward it for you. Now, Tea Time, how can you say that she's lying?
Because she messaged me and told me. That's why.
So after Poozie said what she, hold on, let me get that.
At my house
hold on, Poozie, let me get this because apparently you are not aware of this. So let me get this. So after Poozie made her comment about the daughter shedding the tears, you then received the message.
Her daughter, she brought her daughter to the live. And then she said it to her daughter. So she inserted her daughter because she brought her to the live.
Got you. That's what I'm asking you. So she brought the daughter
to the live.
My daughter was en route to bring me my grandson.
She made
and I asked her, did she want to?
Hold on, Poozie. I'm just trying to get to what it is. So go ahead, T-Time.
When she texted me, she said, I did not tell my mother that I did not cry because of what you interviewing me. I cried because what my mother did to me, how she treated me. That's what she said, which is what I said to Poozie anyway.
Got you. So what you're saying is, so
show the proof.
Manny was
I would not expose her messages, but I don't have to lie on her.
You're lying.
No, you want me to expose her messages.
You show everything else.
Well, I will. Now this one is sticky, and the only reason I'm gonna say something is because everybody is grown, and everybody can do what they want to do. Oh, this is a sticky one.
Can I say something?
And I don't understand that because she is adamant about Mr. Brian putting stuff up his nose with no proof. She's adamant about my daughter's conversation that she had with her with no proof, but yet we're supposed to believe but Tea Time.
I'm not adamant.
Can I say something?
You came up and
so okay, so hold on. Let me ask this question. So is it that you don't want to actually show the message which confirms what you're saying? Or because we know that people can, crop and things like that. So you're saying you don't want to show the message to actually confirm what you're saying, to respect that she even sent it to you.
But it's irrelevant to the point that T is making anyway. The point that T is making is that Poozie inserted herself. How did?
Okay, so
hold on. Let me explain it, Poozie.
I get that, Drop Queen. I get that, but also what Poozie is alleging is that her. Back to the child is that her child told her is from what T done.
But it's irrelevant to T's point, though, man.
No, it was not because.
But they have so many issues. It is just building. Like the issues just continue to build because now we're at the new issue.
Well, it's a deflection, is what it is.
But then she just posed to see the messages as the mother.
Drop.
Like a lot is happening.
Respect.
Drop it, Manny.
Tell Poozy
My
that
daughter
to her.
was. I listen. When I'm on that platform with Braid and them, and I'm walking back from the store, my daughter passes me up to bring my grandson. She rolls her window down. I say, "Can I ask you a question?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm on TikTok. It's about TikTok." She said, "Yeah." I said, "Leisha, did you cry for a month after the interview or whatever?" And she said, "Yes."
She did not.
Going into
She did not say that. That's not the question.
My daughter was in the car, and I put the phone up to her mouth.
That's not the question she asked her. She said, "Didn't you tell me you cried for a month after that situation with me and you?" She said yes. She did not ask her after the interview. She never said interview. So she's lying.
So I said situation instead of interview.
You did not say interview.
So I said situation instead of interview.
Yes.
What's the fucking difference?
It's a difference because the situation was you embarrassed her on the app.
She embarrassed herself when she came in my comments talking shit to me on my platform.
All right, man.
Wait, so is there discrepancy?
You don't even know how it started on my platform.
Wait, hold on. Is there discrepancy in the question that was asked? Yes, so Tea Time is alleging
because she blamed me on Braid Panel. She said,
did you not reach out to her because nobody was talking about it and you wanted to make it a topic? So didn't you make my daughter's side a topic? You did that, Tea Time. My daughter didn't reach out to you and say, "Hey, I want to come to your platform and talk about what just happened on my mama platform." You did that. That's what accountability looks like. Had you not went to her DM, had you not talked to her, then she wouldn't have had anything to cry about a month later involving you, period. It would have stuck to her and her mama.
So that is hold on, Drop Queen. Hold on, Tea Time. Hold on. I'm trying to get an understanding, Tea Time. Hold on. So Poozy, is that your angle of saying it's Tea Time's fault? Meaning, is that your angle of saying your daughter cried because of the interview?
When Tea Time chose to insert herself into my daughter's DM, yes, it became
that is your fault. So that is what you mean by it's Tea Time's fault from the interview, even though you didn't ask her specifically interview. That is what you mean by it is Tea Time's fault. Your daughter said yes to the interview. Correct. That is what you mean. Gotcha.
Let me
go ahead, T.
Quick, and then I'm gonna leave it alone.
Go ahead, T.
This is why a lot of young girls grow up with trauma because of unaccountable ass mothers. For a person to sit here and embarrass their child on a social media website and their daughter to tell them I cried because of the way that things transpired between me and you, for them to blame another individual because they can't seem to take accountability and say, I fucked up. I should never have said the things that I said to my child on a social media public internet. That is a problem. And I feel sorry. And I don't care if anybody feel like I'm talking about kids or not. I feel sorry for any child that has to deal with a mother that refuses to be accountable for the fucked up shit that they do to their children. That is going to be an ongoing problem.
So you saying I ain't never apologized to my daughter, or are you saying I should have did it publicly?
And that's all I'm going to say. To not be accountable and say, this is why my child was upset because of the way I handle things is a fucked up way to go about it. But I'm going to leave it alone because that's a delusion she going to be in forever. Only reason why I brought it up is because she lied on me on Braid Panel. And she's a liar. And she lied on her child. She threw her child under the bus. So you're saying that I never apologized to my daughter for my actions that took place January 24th. I'm done with it, Manny.
I don't owe you and this audience no explanation to the apologies that was distributed between me and my daughter to each other. I don't.
Yet you brought it up. You brought it up.
But again, me and my audience were aware of the day of the reconciliation because my audience was present when my daughter appeared back in my home. Now, as far as the apology, I don't owe you motherfuckers shit. As far as you reaching out to my daughter to hear her side,
and I'll do it again.
To invest in the trauma as if you are a licensed, you are a licensed psychologist and therapist, is absurd. I just hate the fact that I let my daughter be raised with trust in people and thinking that they meant things for their better good, like you.
So like I said,
definitely was a lesson learned to my whole family.
The only reason why it came up is because
my entire family has learned the lesson by engaging with people on the internet.
Nobody needed to know those things. She brought it up, and that's why I got here.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Drop Queen. Ooh, I'm with you, girl. Is there any resolve?
So, yeah, I hope they can, I mean, it can be an easy resolution of them just not addressing each other. We can be in panels and not talk to people who we have disdain for. We can do that as an adult, but they kind of like the banter. So I've already expressed a long time ago when T, because I was actually in her panel when she did that interview, and I kind of engaged in it. Then I realized T had contacted her, so T already know how I feel about that. But the point that T was making here, to be fair, is that Poozie inserted herself into the situation with Mr. Bryant when she came up in the middle of a live to show off the backdrop and what her and Mr. Bryant have going on. She said she messaged Braid. It could have just stayed with the message, but she purposely got up into an active live and into an active conversation that was irrelevant to what she was talking about. So that's the only point that Tia is making, that she inserted herself. So that's why she's now a part of it. She triangulated herself in that situation with Mr. Bryant and what's going on with him on the app by coming up and exposing all of that to everybody. That's the only thing that T was making. Only point.
When I inserted myself into Mr. Bryant's atmosphere, it was because I wanted to know if we had anything in common. I did not insert myself into Mr. Bryant's atmosphere on Little Touch's platform to do anything with no goddamn fucking T money.
No, you did it in Braid's live. She's talking about in Braid's live.
When I came up in Braid's live, he was at the end of his show. He had closed it out. They were going into
but
just
you had already texted him. Everybody didn't need to know. You wanted everybody to know.
Listen, it's be a lot of us that come up and tell Braid, check your phone. So don't do that. Don't do that. As cast and crew for his reality show that he filmed, it was several of us that had Braid in a group text with us, and we would have to come in the box and say, Braid, check your message.
Well, we do know Poozie was shooting her shot. So was this during any of the shooting shot stage?
When I shot my shot, it was
No, I was asking a question. Was this during that shooting? Yes. Okay, yes. So then Poozie, that was the first thing you did now, which was shoot your shot now.
That was my point. And threw T-Money under the bus at the same time.
I didn't label T-Money. I just said basic bitches. I didn't never say her name.
Now, you didn't say her name, and you did clear that up.
Thank you. So y'all assume that the basic bitch was only T-Money when I validated that the basic bitches that I was talking about was T-Money and Pope, since y'all needed me to tell y'all who I was talking about because you did never ask me.
So you were talking about T-Money. You don't have to say her name.
I was talking about T-Money and Pope. Don't just single out T-Money. I was talking about T-Money and Pope.
Oh, Mr. Bryant is up. Mr. Bryant is up. He's in the comments.
If you're so not interested in a man,